Parents already have a demanding role to play during typical daily life, but parenting during a pandemic is something completely different. Parenting during widespread disease causes many more stressors for parents and their children alike. We here at the Newcomer Center of Peel want to help you navigate parenting during a pandemic, so we are sharing some information to help you and your families. In this short video, we will be exploring how to deal with your own stress as a parent. Everybody responds differently to the effects of a pandemic, but during times of uncertainty and change, it's absolutely normal to feel sad, stressed, confused, scared, or angry. You may experience some good days or some bad days, and that's okay. We acknowledge that everyone's family and experiences are unique, and so we might have different challenges or stressors. One thing we all share is that we are dealing with new rules and a disruption to our daily lives, in and outside of our homes. This situation we find ourselves in is not what normal daily life looks like. So please don't be too hard on yourselves. You are doing the best that you can. And sometimes you might make a mistake. And if you do, it's okay to apologize and to try and learn from it. A lot of where our stress comes from COVID-19, is all about the uncertainty of the situation. We may feel like we don't have control over many things. So let's try and focus on what we can control. This might also include how much news you read and watch, and how much time you spend on social media. One way you can protect yourself is by limiting the time you and your family spend consuming media coverage on COVID-19. There is a difference between being informed and being obsessed. Hearing about the pandemic repeatedly can be upsetting. Of course, everybody wants to be well informed about the situation. But perhaps you can set a limit on how much COVID-19 news you consume daily. Perhaps you can check the news only once or twice a day, or turn off push notifications from your news app, or if you are constantly checking an app, delete it off your phone. Or even carve out some time that you unplug from all your devices, including the phone, tablet, and computers. Please make sure that whatever information you are getting is coming from a credible source, like Peel Public Health Agency of Canada, the Region of Peel, and the World Health Organization. There is a lot of inaccurate or fake news circulating, so please be mindful and stick to the facts. You might also need to set boundaries with your community and loved ones as well. It's easy for COVID-19 to be the constant source of conversation. If topics start to trigger anxiety or stress, try and change the subject or excuse yourself from the conversation. You can even say, "I'd appreciate it if we didn't talk about COVID-19 so much." This is completely okay for you to do. Next, we will explore your priorities and expectations as a parent. Parents might be trying to do it all: clean, teach, play, entertain, cook, bake, work, study, and exercise, to name a few. Those are all important parts, but this is a global pandemic. This is not a time to push productivity and expect normalcy. Try and focus on what's most important. Focus on health and safety. Focus on communicating with your children well, and focus on being as patient and understanding as you can. This is not a time to stress about screen time or feel guilty about your snack choices, and nobody is expecting you to become a teacher. Please figure out what feels good for you and for your family, and just know that there is support if you need it. This is a time to revisit your supports and coping strategies. Many of us have experienced adversity or hardship in the past, and we have used supports and coping mechanisms to manage. Even if things weren't perfect, what did you do to cope with the situation? This is the time to revisit those tools. Although we hear about the term social distancing, it really means physical distance away from others. So it's important to perhaps call friends or family, connect with your faith or cultural groups, or NCP classmates or NCP staff. Perhaps switching your perspective or reframing your narrative. Look for the good that is happening in your communities. Look for signs of hope and see the opportunity or silver lining in the situation. You can keep track of small wins. Now we are going to explore the practice of self-care. It's important that you, especially as a parent, take care of yourself. That doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money or that you need a lot of time. It's important that you do something kind for yourself. That can look like different things to different people. Perhaps it's making time to read, or journal, or talk to a friend. Listen to music, sing, dance, watch a favorite TV show, or delegate a task to someone else. Diffuse your favorite essential oil, or just catch up on some sleep. Depending on your family situation and the age of your children, you might need to get a little creative with this. Perhaps looking at time before the kids wake up or when they are asleep. Studies link stress and immune function together, so doing things that reduce your stress is good for your mental and physical health. In an upcoming video, we will explore how exercise and eating healthy are a huge boost for our mental and physical health. But if you need another reason to practice self-care, the reason to do it, yes, is for you, but also for your children. As we have mentioned in a previous video, children can be very much in tune with their parents and are often able to pick up how their parents feel. So it's important to make time to balance or center or ground yourself so that you'll be a more responsive parent once you've addressed your own needs. You can't pour from an empty cup, and self-care isn't selfish. So please make time for yourself and remember that you're also modeling for your children coping strategies. There are healthy ways and unhealthy ways to deal with stress. One unhealthy way to deal with stress might be using substances, including smoking or vaping, to cope with stress. This may appear to help reduce stress initially, but in the long run can make things worse. The brain and body develop a tolerance to the numbing effects of these substances, and people have to compensate by using more and more. That leads to additional harms and often delays the recovery from the stress. So, we would encourage you to use relaxation practices to help you deal with your stress. Some of those include deep breathing exercises that intentionally slow down your breath, meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, guided imagery, or relaxation through any activity you find enjoyable and calming. Many of these areas for relaxation can be found just on YouTube or the internet, but we will do another video exploring some of these relaxation practices for adults as well as for children. Often work or school classes like Link or Lamont classes create a structure of how we spend our time. So it's important to make a routine for ourselves at home. There are many parts of the day that are important. So creating a flexible but consistent daily routine to help you navigate your day will help you prioritize what's most important for you and your family. Seek support and make connections. You can join one of our facilitated parenting groups that focus on parenting during COVID-19. You can connect with parents virtually and connect at a time that's convenient for you. You can share and learn from other parents and get resources and tools to support you through this time. You don't have to figure this out alone. If you have specific questions about food banks, Canada Emergency Relief Benefit, employment insurance applications, or other information or orientation questions about settlement, it's important for you to connect with our settlement department. Stress in small doses is healthy, but if you feel overwhelmed and you feel your stress levels and mental state are getting worse, it's important for you to get help. You should connect with a health professional like our crisis counselor here at the Newcomer Center of Peel. Feel free to share with us your best self-care strategies on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and feel free to join us in one of our parenting groups. Connect with us if you need any assistance.